Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I have quite a few questions.
Well, we'll see how many you get through.
Yeah.
Or maybe what may appear to be sometimes many questions is the same question in different clothing.
That is profound. Thank you. Well, I live a pretty miraculous, magical life for the most part. I follow my bliss.
Oh, for the most part. All right. I follow my bliss.
To the best of my ability.
All right. As long as you know it's to the best of your ability, then the rest doesn't need to matter. But go ahead anyway.
Well, so I have this pressing question.
Oh, pressing, yes.
It's been kind of circulating in my life since the summer solstice.
Yes.
Which I know this year, 2015, has been a lot of planetary alignments and amazing breakthroughs in a lot of humans' lives. And for me, the summer solstice, I went to a Mayan ceremony where we had a sacred fire manifesting ceremony.
Yes.
And this guy came up to me and said, "Do I know you?" And there was this soul recognition.
Yes. On your part as well?
On my part as well.
All right.
But then the very next day, we went to the Mayan medicine man who was giving readings and drawing out facial charts of what he does. And basically, the synchronicity came in where the same guy who came up to me came in right after me.
Yes.
And the medicine man was blown away because we had basically almost the same, well, a very aligned chart.
Yes.
And he wanted to see me after the reading because he wanted to tell me a couple of things. And when I talked to him, his eyes were huge saucers, like just
flying saucers.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Very, very galactic.
Yes.
And he had never seen it before, where someone or two people had come in back to back the way it was aligned.
All
that
right.
way.
Well, congratulations for making his day.
Right. So anyway, but ever since then, we kind of started hanging out and seeing each other.
Notice the qualification. Kinda.
Yes.
Why the hesitation suddenly?
Because there's like this
then why not just say, well, we're exploring?
So we're exploring that.
All right.
And I guess it's been very unique and interesting as far as, I know soul family connection and very close, tight-knit connection.
All right.
But
well, that sounds all exciting, and so?
So this seems to be very different.
What seems to be different?
So you talked about soulmates earlier, and this almost feels like something different even than that. There's a definition that I'm having a hard time defining.
It's called a counterpart.
Okay.
You understand this term?
No.
Two aspects of the same oversoul who happen to overlap in the time frame of your physical life. You're meeting another aspect of your own oversoul.
That's what it feels like.
Well, that's why I said that.
So it's almost like when we're together, the energies of what makes up our physical bodies sort of mixes. And sometimes I have no memory of even being with him because it's like...
You're operating on a different level.
On a higher level or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Can you tell me more about that?
More about it?
The counterpart thing.
Well, it's as simple as what we described. In other words, what you typically call past lives, future lives, you understand it all exists at the same time, yes? But sometimes when you're coming from a linear time frame, when you're saying, well, this life was in the past, this life's in the future, you can understand that some lives actually overlap in the same lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Because
so, like,
it's
we're
just
the same
different
life?
extent. No. Same lifetime span. The idea is that everything exists all at once, and even what you call a past life is just another extension of the oversoul, but it's experiencing itself simultaneously with you, but in what you call a different time frame.
Right.
But to the oversoul, that doesn't mean anything, because it's experiencing all those lives at the same time. It's just that sometimes you have different counterparts that overlap in the lifespan. And sometimes, not always, when you encounter them for different purposes, as you've arranged to do so and set things up for you, then you will have that recognition that they are, in a sense, even closer than a soul family per se, because they're actually another projection of the same oversoul that you are a projection of.
Okay. So I guess my other question on that then is, as a magical fairy romanticist, is this just me projecting my own meaning into thinking, like, because it's so unusual and unique, that I'm just exploring what the purpose is of meeting this person right
Well,
now.
the purpose, as we have already said, to every relationship is
To mirror a part of myself.
that you provide the reflections to the other that allows them to become more of themselves as they do the same for you. Period. No other assumptions or expectations need to come into it, because
Right.
when you do that for each other, in service to each other, in love for each other, that way, no matter what happens, you will know that that is the purpose of the relationship. And thus you will allow it to be whatever it actually is, and whatever it actually is will manifest, not what you assume it needs to be.
Right. I've already gathered that.
All right. So just by letting it be what it is and using it for what it is, then it will go whatever path and route it needs to take and take whatever shape it needs to take. And it will happen automatically because you're allowing it to be what it is. Mm-hmm. And it will keep changing.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. So on that note,
Yes.
I have a, sort of another branch question to that. I've been meeting other people that seem to be a part of this oversoul, that are just very strong connections that are activating me.
Well, not all of them are, but this may also be one of the ways in which you happen to do things. Some people do that more often than others. Some people interact with a lot of their counterparts. Some people interact with fewer counterparts. Some people interact with none of them.
It just seems to be this year for some reason. Like, this is the
Well,
year.
this is your timing.
Yeah, okay.
This is how you're gathering yourself together. This is how you're getting reflections of different aspects of your consciousness so that you can start functioning more holistically as a more integrated being. Yes?
Beautiful. Wow.
Does this help?
It helps a lot. Thank you.
If you really want an analogy that we've given before, this is actually one of the perfect representations of what we call the shards of the shattered mirror. You are gathering the shards of the mirror together in order to have whole, complete reflection. But you're getting a different perspective from every shard. Yes?
And there's quite a few, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
Thank you.
Does this help you?
It does so much.
All right, well, thank you for allowing us to reflect that to you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
Good, thank you.
All right.
So first I just want to share that and say thank you for teaching me to tap into my highest excitement.
No, all right. But
been-
you taught yourself. We just simply gave information. You have to be the one to apply it in order to get the effect. So thank you for allowing yourself to feel the effect.
You're welcome. Since I've been tapping into that, I shifted into a new career.
Oh, all right.
Been amazing, and just learning how to, go with the flow.
Yes.
With
More
whatever,
exciting, yes.
wherever my excitement takes me.
Yes, more exciting, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Amazing.
Yes.
And then I wasn't operating that way in relationship and was doing a lot of work on it. And then I realised that I was just too afraid to tap into that
All right.
and trust that
Good investigating of yourself.
what was going to turn out. So I was fed up with not following my highest excitement and gave
Thank
into
you.
it like 2 weeks ago.
Yes, thank you.
And that same night I got a call from someone that I knew from 3 years ago.
How synchronous. Isn't that
Yep.
amazing how that happens?
That's how it works.
Yes,
And
that's
then,
how it works. If only most of you would believe that.
It takes a minute to get to that place. And
Maybe, maybe not.
sometimes. And then,
Messages coming through.
what is it?
Oh, you'll find out.
Can you tell me what it is?
Oh, you'll find out.
All right. I'll trust. that
Thank
I'll find
you.
out. You're welcome.
Why change that course now?
I know. It's awesome.
Yes, it is.
So then when I got the call from the guy, we ended up connecting, and I started listening to my highest excitement and following that. And we...
More messages coming in from different sources.
Coming in.
You seem to have very active guides.
I must do.
So,
And so then we went out on the Tuesday night, and we've been connecting ever since, and he's here in the audience tonight.
All right.
and we're just following our highest excitement, and
Well,
it
thank
just
you.
feels really amazing.
To the
be
best
in
of your
moment.
ability with no insistence on a particular outcome?
Yes.
Please do the whole formula.
Yes.
All
I
right.
kind of consider following your highest excitement as the whole formula. I just kind of wrap it into the one word so it's shorter.
That's all right. It's just that we realize in having conversations with many of you that a lot of you use the first phrase but forget the rest of it.
Yeah.
So we're just making sure that you understand it's a holistic thing. Then you can refer to it however you wish.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's been amazing.
All right.
Just wanted to share that.
Why, thank you.
And then I have another question.
Yes.
My mum passed away 4 years ago,
Oh, all right.
or transitioned, and I'm curious to if you have any awareness of what she's transitioned into, or whether she's still
Into spirit.
into spirit. Does she come into any other forms, or
Any other forms?
like another body, or has she stayed?
Well, again, please remember that while that can be an experience, it's not actually mechanically what really happens. There's no such thing as reincarnation mechanically, because everything exists at once. If all lives existed once, how can you become another person? Do you understand?
Yeah, can you elaborate
But you
on
can
it?
make a connection to another person in such a way as to draw upon their experiences, and to you that would feel like a memory because of your linear space-time framework. But that doesn't mean you were actually that person. It might be another extension of the oversoul, but it still exists simultaneously with you. So you don't become another person. You are who you are. But you can have that experience as if you have. Because you are everything. Because you're all that is. Nevertheless, she's doing fine. One moment. Was she in any way, shape, or form artistic?
Artistic?
Yes, artistic. Writing, painting, drawing,
She
music,
did
anything
drawings.
like that. Drawings? All right. So one of the things that she's doing now is helping someone creatively with the idea of illustrations for a book.
Wow.
Acting kind of as a guide in that direction.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
And of course, very aware of the fact that you have entered another chapter in your life. In the story that you tell yourself, of yourself. So, illustrate it with beautiful paintings. Yes?
Thank you. Yes.
All right. Will that do?
One more question.
Yes.
So I did ayahuasca a year ago,
Oh, all right.
and when I was in that state,
Yes.
I got a message that I didn't need to do it again, and that it was kind of like, oh, okay, this is it. I guess I'm the universe, and it's just
At that
how
moment,
it
that is
in
true
that
for
moment.
you. Because remember, the whole point of doing that is to become familiar enough with the state to simply generate it anytime you need to on your own. That's what the teachers teach you, how to not need the teachers anymore. That's why we're giving you all this information, to put ourselves out of a job. Because once you understand this information, then we can be friends and we can play, but you don't need us to tell you these things anymore because you'll already understand them. And you'll be living the way we do. Yes?
Yes.
And isn't that fun? All right.
It's awesome.
So,
So
you
I
have, obviously, the ability to receive the messages that you need to receive clearly.
Yeah.
So you don't need to ask, what was that message? What was that message? But synchronistically, you showed yourself that you receive messages all the time.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Well, yes, but crazy good.
Yeah. Crazy. Amazing.
Yes, crazy amazing.
So I have an opportunity to experience that again. When I came out of the experience, I had a lot of fear around part of the experience. Felt like I got really confronted with the feeling of just being the universe and not having
All right.
like another person to interact with. So I wanted to get some insight on
Change
that.
your definitions. Change your definitions, you will change your experience.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Perfect.
May we address you, therefore, from this point forward as Crazy Maisie?
Sure.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Crazy Maisie.
Love it. Thank you.
Good day.
Good day.
Or should I say, good eye?
Good day, mate.
All right.
Hello, Tadeo.
Naniya.
We have a few questions from our Ustream listeners.
Yes.
So one of them is, if you cannot perceive what you're not the vibration of,
Yes.
then how can enlightened masters exist on the same version of Earth that people of much lower vibrations do?
They don't. You're seeing a version of them that is applicable to the level of reality that you're on. Because you have an agreement in your reality that you can see at least a part of them as the example that you need to perceive to see the light within yourself. But you're not seeing all of them. And they are choosing to allow a part of themselves to be viewed to contain a part of themselves that is relevant for that vibration. Otherwise, it would be pointless. There would be no interaction at all. So what they've accepted is a definition of themselves and a definition of reality and a vibration of reality that contains the ability for you to perceive at least a portion of each other, the portion that is relevant for what the exchange needs to be. But you're not perceiving all of them.
So we exist within a bandwidth, and
Yes.
in a sense you could say like they're lowering their frequency or a version of their
They
frequency.
contain
They
a lower
contain.
frequency that creates a relevant representation of them for those on that frequency. But it's only a portion of how they experience themselves.
And that's sort of the representation of the 51% positive idea that even though we might be in a dense reality at this point, we still can perceive higher vibrational beings and information.
If you let go and align with the idea of the 51% flow, then yes.
So, well, that makes a lot of sense, but it also gives a lot of positive, I guess, hope that people can expand and
Yes.
move in a direction where they can become those same masters.
Where they can know that they already are. That's how you become
on another
one.
level.
Yes.
Yes. It's very good. Okay, and what's the true nature and purpose of unrequited love?
Unrequited love,
Yes.
there's no such thing. If it is unrequited, it isn't love. It's expectation. It's not allowing the relationship to be what it is. It's not accepting the love in the form in which it actually comes in that relationship as being real enough, as being good enough. That's the only thing that creates the idea of unrequited, is you're not really paying attention to what it is, you're only paying attention to what you expect it to be.
This is the part about wanting your life to be a certain way and not accepting the way in which you actually manifest something.
Yes.
And not looking for the way to use whatever is presented to you in a positive way.
Correct.
Rather than using it for, in a sense, it's self-diminishment, right?
Correct.
That's what gives the person who's experiencing the unrequited love feeling that sad feeling.
Yes, because the real unrequited love is that they're not loving themselves as much as they could. That's what's unrequited. And they're simply getting a reflection of that.
Right. So the other person's also reflecting to them that they don't accept themselves and they don't.
Yes. The unrequited factor is within the person experiencing unrequited love, not in the other.
Why do humans get so extreme about?
Because your world is a world of extremes. And how are you going to have mastery if you're not willing to experience the extremes? You can only get mediocrity, not mastery. To experience mastery, you have to experience the extremes. Yes?
Yeah, that's definitely a positive way to look at it.
It is. One that we would highly recommend. Because it has so many more benefits to it.
It does. It does. And this last one, the person is asking, how can I be a part of the Bashar family in person when I live on the other side of the world?
The other side of the world? But your world is a tiny little ball floating in space. The other side is a relatively close distance. Again, it's about trusting the synchronicity. And the very fact that you have been able to insert a question here, no matter where you are, means you are suddenly part of the family, doesn't it? You have many paths and many ways to know that you are part of the family. And you have just demonstrated that to yourself.
And whenever we experience the frequency that we associate with you, it connects us all
Yes.
also.
Yes. Because that is what our frequency is all about. Integration, connection, community, love, support, joy. Yes.
Well, we certainly appreciate the love that you give to us, Bashar.
As we appreciate the journey that each and every one of you are also on. Is it time for your holotope?
It is.
Well then, we shall allow you a brief intermission so that you may arrange your holotopic experience, and we will return for a guided meditation to help lock in these ideas for you with that particular permission slip today, if that's what you would prefer. Take a brief break. We will resume the transmission shortly. How's it going? Good?